Happy Monday morning. It's August 14th, and this is more or less an impromptu. Just I felt like I needed to share that one because normally what I do there, my lives are normally scheduled and I'm a little bit more prepared than normal and everything else. But this one was a little bit more coming from the heart because Monday mornings are sometimes this whirlwind of craziness, what's going on in everybody's life. But I wanted to just share with you quickly, like when I get overwhelmed, basically, my steps I take. So every Sunday, unless there's something going on, every Sunday I sit down and plan for my next week. And I need this because my anxiety level otherwise goes up and I cannot sleep. And Sunday night becomes more of a miserable act as if I'm not prepared for the next week, if I don't know what's coming, then I'm just a hot mess. So I cannot really function very well on a Sunday evening or enjoy it unless I have a little bit of a sit down session with myself and plan for the next week, Monday through Friday. And yesterday was a little bit extra special because I realized suddenly it's like, oh my goodness, there's just 2 weeks left until Sasha's vacation end, and then Max is going off to college, and we have to do all these things, and it's only September, October, November, December. So I got a little bit like, not too much time is left. See, you can see it already in the way I'm like talking. Not too much time is left, and that's where I know I need a little bit of extra special attention. And I need to pay the extra special attention actually to my calendar. So what I need to do is I know I can overcome this overwhelming feeling of not knowing what's going to happen 100% anymore. And yes, we plan maybe on the first of the year, the first January of every year, how's the year going to look like? And then we have quarterly plannings and so on. But things shift over the year, right? We don't always end up doing our goals we set at the beginning of the year on the 1st of January. We often also see goals changing through every quarter or maybe even throughout the months. So I'm a person who has a lot of ideas. I'm also a person who can go really crazy with many things, and I'm always curious and I always want to try something new and blah 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 blah. So in order basically to streamline myself, I sit down and then take a deep breath, sit back, and just do this eagle eye view from above one more time. I don't go into any specific small goals. I literally only go and watch and look at my big goals. And the big goals are often just like 1, 2, or 3 goals every single month. And then I can also make the decision. It's like, oh, I'm still on track, or no, holy gamoly, I changed everything around and here I am. So some things come along where we don't have the same goals anymore as we had maybe in the beginning of the year. So I wanted to share something what I prepared for you, and I put it already into the link right where you watch the video right now. It's right above. It's one of my Google Sheets. So let me just share quickly what I prepared for myself now, but also I worked a little bit in a different planner, and I wanted to share this one with you so you can have it. Done. Stop. Hang on just a second. Okay. You should be able to see it. Let me see. I'm going to add it to the stream, and hopefully you can see it right now. So when I get overwhelmed, normally what I do is I write down a little bit of something like a simple Word document, but I thought I'm going to make it a bit more cute looking and fancy looking. And if you know me, and if you're in any of the master classes or any of the memberships, I work with a smart system basically. And the smart system, let me just go over here again. The smart system is measuring your goals based on SMART, so specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. And then I have my little extra portion, which is the plus sign. So just coming back to you quickly, what I do normally is I have, as I mentioned, a ton of ideas, and I needed this little bit of plus. And the plus for me is this, yes, I have my few goals a month, but then throughout the month, throughout the year, I have more and more goals. Or while I'm actually working on some of the goals, I actually have more ideas coming up. So I don't want them necessarily to go away, and I also don't want to work on them right now. So what I do is that I put them under my plus section, so they're out of my mind and I can actually focus back on my monthly goals. And the plus just helps me really to, yes, I have this goal over here, but I'm going to write it down for now. I'm going to shelve it and I can come back to it and I'm not going to lose it. So let me just go back to my screen here. So in tab number 1, I put down what it means to have the SMART goals. So specific, the measurable one, the specific one, what do you want to achieve and why is it important to this specific goal? So every goal I put down on my planner here, I do ask my question, is this goal going to be the SMART outcome? And then read through these ones. If you forget what they are, is it measurable? You always want to make sure, how will you know when you've reached the goal? So what is the sign for you if you reach the goal? I'm going to go through that in a moment with you. Then achievable, is the goal realistic and possible to achieve? Relevant, and I also call it, sometimes I should put this in, it's relevant and realistic. That's the R. Let me just add this one. Because is your goal really going to matter in the long run for you? Is it part of your system you wanted to, or part of your goals overall you wanted to do? So you want to make sure if it is a realistic goal fitting into the relevance of your overall goal achievements. And then time bound is, often we set a goal, but we don't say when we want to reach it. So yes, I would like to get 200 new subscribers on my email list, but when? So time bounding, it's so important to time bound your goals. And if you don't achieve them, you can still move them out a little bit. But important is that you have some kind of a goal set, because otherwise you will sit here in the same position 2 years from now and have the same goal ahead of you. I wanted to finish my website. Well, that's great. When do you want to finish it by? And then what is going to stop you to finish it? What could be the potential obstacles? So the SMART goals are super important for me. That's my system. That's how I go about my goals. I always double check. And if something is missing of these 5 letters, then I need to dive a little bit deeper and see where I can find the answer. And again, the plus is just all the overload, all the extra thoughts you have, put them out there too. In tab number 2, I put a few examples, what each of them could mean. I always love to work with examples, so I thought I'm going to give you a few examples, what it means. And then the planner itself, let me just show you how I would go about these things. So let's say I want to create actually a gift package for the holiday season, right? So the gift package for the holiday season needs quite a few things. But first of all, I'm going to break down my goal here. First of all, what I'm going to say is, I want to just grab the idea of a gift package. What kind of gift package could I put together? I don't want to have pricing right now. I don't want to know any specific formulations or recipes right now. I just want to brainstorm. What does it take for me to brainstorm? How can I achieve it? And then I put down the idea, create a gift package idea until the end of this week, which is the 19th of August, for example. It should have 5 items in it and a card. I would like to introduce this one for the holiday season. It needs to be ready until October 15th. I'm not sure about the pricing yet, and I will need to figure this one out before, if it is becoming a realistic or relevant goal. So for me, this one checks off, basically, it's specific. Right now, I just want to brainstorm the idea. It's somewhat measurable, and I need to work on this a little bit more, so I might leave that out. It's achievable in terms of the 19th of August. I can brainstorm an idea until the end of this week. It's not realistic or relevant right now. I need to work on that part. It's definitely time bound because we have 5 items in it. It's until the 19th of August. I want to brainstorm this. Now that I know, for example, that this is my goal until the end of the week, I now can make the decision for next week. I should really figure out if it is a realistic goal, if it is a measurable goal. Will it give me enough of a profit margin? Will I be able to sell it? What kind of market research should I do? And so on. So I can dive a little bit deeper. But first, I want to develop the idea. And then I would say the next goal for this one is I'm definitely missing the measurable one and the relevant one or realistic one as well for me. And that's where I'm writing down, okay, I want this one to be then a diffuser blend, a massage oil. Maybe I want to source or outsource the candle making and maybe take another artisan in to put this one into my gift package. I want to put a body scrub in and maybe a soap as well. I necessarily don't want to create the soap, so maybe I can find a soap maker where I can say, can we collaborate? And you put your soap in here and you put your candle in here, and then we maybe can bring this together here. So in this case, I would check all of these ones off because I have enough here in the package from before. And then my next goal here would be a name of the candle maker, maybe, and name of the soap maker, contact them, and find out about pricing and so on. So this is how I would go about setting my goals. And then by all means, you don't need to fill out all 4 of the goals. Just if you're just starting out your business, you might just say, I need to think about my about page this month. I really want to write a beautiful about page, or I want to come up with my offerings for my website, or I would like to create 3 custom blends this month and get maybe 3 testimonials. So make your goals realistic to your business and relevant to your business, but also think about really what you want to achieve, or is it achievable? And is it always question yourself? You might have also a million ideas, but which of these ideas will move the needle forward in your business? So let's say you really want to have your website up and running for the holiday season. You know exactly what your next steps should be. It's not creating a new formulation somewhere, it's working on your website. And if you're missing pieces of your website, well, how can you get these pieces and fill them in? If you need to make changes for your website, if you need to create products and new product photography for your website, you need to start planning those things now so it's actually live towards November. So yeah, and everything else you come up with, you want to put probably into the extra plus section here, and then just make them a plus item. So that means those are important, but they are not important for August. But they could indicate maybe, for example, variations of my holiday gift package, bring it into stores maybe, and what are my marketing and sales avenues. And then here I know, oh, these are all my extra thoughts. They're super valid. They're important for my business. And how can I bring them into the next months? So these become basically my next month's goals, maybe, if they still continue to be relevant for next month's. Other than this is the system I use when I really feel overwhelmed. I just brainstorm my ideas down, unedited, and then I go through each of these points and really make it a point to look back and forth. Does it fulfill the specific, measurable, achievable, the relevant and realistic, and the time bound of the smart version? And if that is the case, then that's great. But in this way, you can gain clarity. You have a quick overview. You can even print just this one little area for each of the months to just focus on that month. And it will probably bring you a lot of clarity as well. So let me see if that all makes sense, or let me know if that makes sense. And then if not, give me the questions. I'm happy to answer them as well. What I really wanted to achieve is like share a little bit of the story when I feel overwhelmed, when I don't know where to start and what to do and what I do about it, because that happens all the time in business, right? We think we are often, especially when we are starting out a business, we don't know where to start. We need to ask a lot of questions, break it down. I think that is basically the best thing you can do for yourself. Just break it down. Break it down in your big goals per month and then take a little sheet and see what the tiny steps are to the bigger goals. Um, like for example, this is sitting in front of me, packaging. So I need to make decisions about packaging. I need to make decisions about what kind of packaging I want to use in terms of becoming super eco, or do I need to um, get small runs in from somewhere else and so on. So I'm going through everything. I ordered everything what is possible. By the way, packaging you can order from the suppliers and you can simply ask them to send you samples and then you can go through the samples. If that is all for the winter season, you probably want to order the samples right now and look at them and make decisions. I was thinking today, there's like so much available, but Eco uh, Enclose has like really cute packaging and they use all algae inks. So I'm thinking of researching them a little bit more because I'd like to support our nature. And not be so much of a trash person when it comes to packaging. But anyway, so these are just a few thoughts of how you can get ahead, and hopefully this is helpful. And I wish you a really wonderful week. You can use the link in the description above to get access to the Google Sheet, and then you can make it your own. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.